Words are the architects of your destiny. Every syllable you utter, every phrase you speak, builds the foundation of your future. But in this grand construction of life, it's not just what you say that matters, it's also what you don't say. The truly intelligent among us grasp this profound truth. They recognize that certain words and phrases can act like wrecking balls, demolishing dreams and barricading the path to greatness. Today we're going to shine a light on 6 things an intelligent person never says. By steering clear of these verbal pitfalls, you'll unlock a world brimming with possibility and personal growth. Let's begin with the most perilous pair of words in the English language, I can't. These 2 simple syllables are more than just words. They're the bars of a self-imposed prison, confining you within the narrow walls of perceived limitations. When I can't slips past your lips, you're not just speaking, you're lying to yourself. You're constructing barriers before you've even attempted to surmount them. The raw, unvarnished truth is this: you don't truly know what you can or can't do until you've invested every ounce of your effort, every fiber of your being into the attempt. Instead of succumbing to the allure of I can't, try this: how can I? This isn't just a simple rephrasing. It's a seismic shift in your mental landscape. It transforms intimidating obstacles into exhilarating challenges, daunting problems into tantalizing opportunities. Remember, every monumental achievement in human history began with someone believing they could accomplish what others dismissed as impossible. The Wright brothers didn't say, "We can't fly." They asked, "How can we soar through the skies?" Thomas Edison didn't declare, "I can't invent a practical electric light." He pondered, "How can I illuminate the world?" When you banish "I can't" from your vocabulary, you're not just changing your words, you're revolutionizing your mindset. You're shifting from a passive recipient of circumstances to an active creator of your reality. You're declaring to the universe that you refuse to be bound by perceived limitations. You're signaling your readiness to roll up your sleeves, to think creatively, to persevere in the face of setbacks. This shift doesn't just impact your personal endeavors. It ripples out into every aspect of your life. In your professional life, replacing "we can't meet that deadline" with "how can we streamline our process to meet the deadline?" can transform you from an obstacle into a problem solver in your boss's eyes. In your relationships, swapping "I can't understand you" for "how can I better understand your perspective?" can turn potential conflicts into opportunities for deeper connection. The second phrase that should be stricken from your lexicon is, "It's not fair." Let's confront an uncomfortable truth. Life isn't fair, and intelligent people not only understand this, they embrace it. Bemoaning the lack of fairness is like trying to bail out the ocean with a teaspoon. It's an exercise in futility that drains your precious time and energy. It's a mindset that keeps you trapped in a state of perpetual victimhood, forever waiting for the world to serve you what you believe you're owed on a silver platter. But here's the secret that successful people have known for millennia. Success doesn't come to those who wait for fairness to fall into their laps. It comes to those who work tirelessly, who persist relentlessly, who adapt and overcome regardless of the hand they've been dealt. Instead of wasting your breath on complaints of unfairness, ask yourself this: what can I do to improve my situation? This question is more than just words. It's a declaration of personal power. It places you firmly in the driver's seat of your own life. You cease being a hapless victim of circumstance and become the master architect of your own destiny. Has anything truly great ever been achieved by someone waiting for life to be fair? Did Martin Luther King Jr. wait for racial equality to magically manifest, or did he take action to bring about change? Did Marie Curie wait for the scientific community to fairly recognize women's contributions, or did she forge ahead with her groundbreaking research? Did Nelson Mandela wait for a fair political system, or did he work tirelessly to dismantle apartheid? When you eliminate "it's not fair" from your vocabulary, you're doing more than just changing your words. You're fundamentally altering your relationship with the world around you. You're moving from a reactive stance to a proactive one. You're declaring that regardless of the circumstances, you have the power to influence your outcomes. You're embracing the challenge of creating your own opportunities, rather than waiting for them to be handed to you. This mindset shift can be transformative in every area of your life. In your career, instead of lamenting unfair treatment, you'll be focused on showcasing your value and creating opportunities for advancement. In your personal development, rather than complaining about a lack of opportunities, you'll be actively seeking out ways to learn and grow. In your relationships, instead of keeping score and harboring resentment over perceived unfairness, you'll be focused on what you can do to strengthen your connections. The third phrase that should be exiled from your speech is "that's impossible." When you label something as impossible, you've already lost the battle before it's even begun. You've slammed shut the doors of your mind to creative solutions and innovative thinking. But here's the thing. The history of human progress is essentially a chronicle of the impossible becoming possible. There was a time when human flight was deemed impossible. The idea of traveling to the moon was dismissed as mere fantasy. Running a mile in under 4 minutes was considered an insurmountable barrier. Yet all of these impossibilities have been not just achieved but surpassed. Intelligent people understand that the boundaries of possibility are not fixed. They're constantly expanding, pushed outward by human ingenuity, determination, and perseverance. Instead of declaring something impossible, try asking, "How might we make this possible?" This question is a spark that ignites innovation. It challenges you to think beyond conventional boundaries, to seek solutions where others see only insurmountable obstacles. It invites you to be part of the league of visionaries who have driven human progress throughout history. When you eliminate "that's impossible" from your vocabulary, you're not just changing your words. You're radically altering your approach to challenges. You're shifting from a fixed mindset that sees barriers as absolute to a growth mindset that views obstacles as puzzles waiting to be solved. You're opening yourself up to the realm of possibilities that exists just beyond the boundaries of conventional thinking. This shift in thinking can lead to breakthroughs in every area of your life. In your professional life, it can drive innovation and problem solving. Instead of saying, "It's impossible to meet this deadline," you might ask, "How can we streamline our processes to meet this challenge?" In your personal life, it can help you achieve goals you once thought unattainable. Rather than saying, "It's impossible for me to run a marathon," you might ask, "How can I gradually build my endurance to reach this goal?" The fourth phrase intelligent people never utter is "I'm too old young for that." Age is nothing more than a number, and wise individuals steadfastly refuse to allow it to define their capabilities or constrain their aspirations. Whether you're on the cusp of adulthood at 18 or have 8 decades of life experience at 80, it's never too early or too late to chase your passions, acquire new skills, or pursue your dreams with unwavering determination. History is replete with examples of late bloomers who achieved astounding success well past what society arbitrarily deems as their prime. Consider Grandma Moses, who didn't even pick up a paintbrush until the age of 76, yet went on to become one of America's most renowned folk artists. Or Ray Kroc, who was 52 when he started his journey with McDonald's, transforming it into a global fast food empire. On the flip side, youth has been changing the world for centuries. Alexander the Great had conquered much of the known world by his early 20s. Mark Zuckerberg founded Facebook as a college student, revolutionizing social interaction in the digital age. Your age is not a barrier unless you make the grave mistake of perceiving it as one. Instead of using your age as a convenient excuse, challenge yourself with this question. What unique perspective can my age bring to this situation? This inquiry helps you reframe your age from a liability into a valuable asset. It encourages you to leverage your unique experiences and viewpoints, whether they come from the energy and fresh perspective of youth, or the wisdom and seasoned judgment of maturity. When you eliminate age-based limitations from your self-talk, you're not just changing your words. You're redefining your relationship with time itself. You're rejecting societal norms that try to dictate what you should or shouldn't do at certain ages. You're embracing the idea that growth, learning, and achievement are lifelong pursuits not confined to specific periods of life. This mindset shift can open up a world of opportunities. In your career, it might mean having the courage to switch fields or start a new business regardless of your age. In your personal life, it could mean taking up a new hobby, learning a new language, or embarking on adventures you've always dreamed of, without letting age-related doubts hold you back. The fifth phrase that should be permanently erased from your vocabulary is, "I don't have time." More often than not, this is merely a polite way of saying, "It's not a priority." We all have the same 24 hours in a day. What sets successful people apart is not the amount of time they have, but how they choose to utilize it. When you claim you don't have time, you're abdicating responsibility for your choices. You're pretending that time is something that happens to you, rather than a resource you have the power to control and allocate. Instead of reflexively claiming a lack of time, intelligent people ask themselves, "How can I make time for this?" This question forces you to critically evaluate your priorities. It challenges you to become more efficient with your time management and to eliminate activities that don't align with your goals and values. Remember, time is the most precious, non-renewable resource we possess. How you choose to spend it quite literally determines the course and quality of your life. When you stop using lack of time as an excuse, you start taking control of your life in a profound way. You move from a passive relationship with time to an active one. You start seeing time not as a cruel taskmaster that controls your life, but as a tool you can wield to shape your destiny. This shift in perspective can be transformative. In your professional life, instead of saying, "I don't have time to take on new projects," you might ask, "How can I reorganize my schedule to accommodate growth opportunities?" In your personal life, rather than saying, "I don't have time for exercise," you might ask, "How can I integrate physical activity into my daily routine?" This approach turns you from a victim of time constraints into a master of time management. The final phrase that intelligent people vigilantly avoid is, "I know everything about this." The moment you believe you know everything is the moment you cease to grow. True intelligence is characterized by humility and an insatiable thirst for knowledge. The most brilliant minds in any field are often the first to admit the vastness of what they have yet to learn. They understand that knowledge is infinite, and our capacity for learning knows no bounds. Instead of claiming omniscience, intelligent people ask, "What else can I learn about this?" This question keeps your mind receptive to new ideas and perspectives. It fuels continuous growth and improvement. It keeps you humble and curious, two qualities that are essential for lifelong learning and success. When you eliminate the phrase, "I know everything about this," from your vocabulary, you're not just changing your words, you're fundamentally altering your approach to knowledge and learning. You're moving from a fixed mindset that sees knowledge as finite and achievable to a growth mindset that views learning as a lifelong journey. You're opening yourself up to new ideas, perspectives, and discoveries. This mindset shift can have profound impacts on every area of your life. In your career, it can drive innovation and adaptability, keeping you relevant in a rapidly changing world. In your personal relationships, it can foster empathy and understanding as you remain open to learning from others' experiences and viewpoints. In your personal development, it can fuel continuous growth and self-improvement. Now you might be thinking, "This all sounds wonderful in theory, but how do I actually go about changing the way I speak and think?" The key lies in practice and unwavering persistence. Altering ingrained habits of speech and thought is no small feat, but the rewards are immeasurable. Begin by cultivating a heightened awareness of when these limiting phrases slip into your dialogue. Catch yourself in the act. Then, consciously and deliberately, replace them with the empowering questions we've explored. Remember, your words wield immense power. They shape your thoughts, and your thoughts, in turn, shape your actions. By purging these 6 phrases from your vocabulary, you're not merely altering your manner of speech, you're revolutionizing your thought patterns, your approach to challenges, and ultimately the very fabric of your life. Reflect for a moment on the individuals you hold in the highest esteem. The great innovators, the inspirational leaders, the profound thinkers who have left an indelible mark on human history. Do you imagine they achieved their greatness by muttering, "I can't," or "It's impossible"? Of course not. They pushed boundaries. They challenged deeply entrenched assumptions. They steadfastly refused to be constrained by conventional thinking. That same wellspring of potential resides within you. Each time you substitute a limiting phrase with an empowering question, you're tapping into that boundless potential. You're training your mind to perceive possibilities where others see only obstacles. You're cultivating the habit of transmuting challenges into opportunities. But let's be crystal clear. This isn't about empty positive thinking or hollow affirmations. This is about fundamentally transforming your approach to life. It's about nurturing a mindset characterized by growth, insatiable curiosity, and unwavering resilience. It's about shouldering full responsibility for your life and steadfastly refusing to hide behind excuses. When you banish "I can't" from your lexicon, you start discovering ways to achieve your goals, no matter how daunting they may appear. When you cease complaining about fairness, you begin creating your own opportunities. When you stop labeling things as impossible, you ignite your capacity for innovation and problem-solving. When you refuse to use your age as a convenient excuse, you start leveraging your unique experiences and perspective. When you stop claiming a lack of time, you begin prioritizing what truly matters. And when you abandon the pretense of knowing everything, you open yourself to a lifetime of enriching learning and growth. This monumental shift in mindset and language will reverberate far beyond the confines of your personal life. It will revolutionize the way you interact with others, your approach to work, and your contributions to your community. You'll metamorphose into a beacon of inspiration and motivation for those in your orbit. Your steadfast refusal to be limited by negative self-talk will encourage others to push beyond their own perceived boundaries. Envision a workplace where everyone replaced "we can't do that" with "how can we make this happen?" Imagine the surge in innovation and productivity such an environment would foster. Picture a family where parents replaced "we don't have time for that" with "how can we make time for what's truly important?" Consider how much richer and more fulfilling those relationships would become. This transformation isn't merely about personal success. It's about creating a ripple effect of positivity and possibility that extends far beyond yourself. When you elevate your own thinking and speaking, you invariably elevate those around you. You become a catalyst for positive change in your sphere of influence, and that sphere grows ever larger as your impact increases. But let's confront an uncomfortable truth. This journey isn't always smooth sailing. There will be moments when negative self-talk creeps in. Its familiar whispers tempting you back to old habits. There will be times when it's all too easy to fall back on limiting beliefs and comfortable excuses. That's okay. The goal isn't an unattainable perfection. It's progress. Every time you catch yourself using a limiting phrase and correct it, you're rewiring your brain, you're forging new neural pathways and weakening old, unhelpful ones. And think of it as building a muscle. Initially, it might feel awkward and challenging. But with consistent practice and unwavering dedication, it becomes second nature. Eventually, empowering language and thinking become your default mode. You'll find yourself naturally approaching challenges with curiosity and creativity. You'll instinctively seek solutions rather than dwelling on problems. This journey of personal growth and self-improvement is perpetual. There's always room for refinement, always more to learn, always ways to hone your thinking and your language. Embrace this process wholeheartedly. Celebrate your progress, no matter how incremental it might seem. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory worthy of acknowledgement. Remember, the words you speak become the house you live in. By eliminating these 6 phrases from your vocabulary, you're not just redecorating, you're undertaking a complete renovation. You're tearing down walls of limitation and installing panoramic windows of opportunity. You're replacing a low ceiling of perceived impossibility with a soaring dome of infinite potential. But this isn't just about eliminating negative phrases. It's about replacing them with questions that empower and inspire. How can I opens doors that I can't keeps firmly shut. What can I do to improve my situation? Puts you in control where it's not fair, leaves you feeling helpless. How might we make this possible? Sparks innovation where that's impossible stifles creativity. What unique perspective can my age bring? Turns a perceived weakness into a strength. How can I make time for this? Helps you take control of your life where I don't have time, leaves you feeling overwhelmed. And what else can I learn about this? keeps you growing where I know everything about this leaves you stagnant? These questions do more than just replace negative statements. They fundamentally change the way you approach life. They transform you from a passive recipient of circumstances into an active creator of your reality. They shift your focus from problems to solutions, from limitations to possibilities, from excuses to action. This shift in mindset is the foundation of all great achievements. Every invention, every breakthrough, every leap forward in human progress started with someone asking these kinds of empowering questions. Someone who refused to accept impossible as an answer. Someone who chose to see obstacles as challenges to overcome rather than immovable barriers. You have that same power within you. Every time you choose an empowering question over a limiting statement, you're tapping into that power. You're aligning yourself with the great thinkers and achievers throughout history. You're setting yourself up for success and fulfillment. But this isn't just about personal achievement. It's about becoming the best version of yourself so that you can make a positive impact on the world around you. When you refuse to be limited by negative self-talk, you inspire others to do the same. When you approach challenges with curiosity and creativity, you encourage others to do likewise. Your growth and success create a ripple effect that can transform your family, your workplace, your community. Imagine a world where more people replaced limiting phrases with empowering questions. A world where "how can we" replaced "we can't." Where "what can we learn from this" replaced "it's not fair." Where "how might we make this possible" replaced "that's impossible." Think about how much more innovative, compassionate, and progressive such a world would be. You have the power to start creating that world right now, starting with yourself. Every time you choose empowering language, you're contributing to that vision. You're not just changing your own life. You're changing the world around you, one conversation at a time. As you move forward from this moment, I challenge you to become more aware of your language. Pay attention to the phrases you use and the impact they have on your thinking and your actions. When you catch yourself using one of these limiting phrases, don't berate yourself. Instead, celebrate your awareness. Then consciously replace that phrase with an empowering question. Start small. Maybe focus on eliminating just one of these phrases to begin with. As that becomes habit, move on to the next one. Before you know it, you'll find your entire way of thinking and speaking has transformed. You'll approach life with more optimism, more creativity, more resilience. Remember, this isn't about pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about approaching those challenges with a mindset that empowers you to overcome them. It's about refusing to be limited by your own negative self-talk. It's about taking control of your narrative and, by extension, your life. You are capable of so much more than you might currently believe. By eliminating these limiting phrases from your vocabulary, you're removing the self-imposed barriers that have been holding you back. You're opening yourself up to a world of possibility and potential. So, starting right now, make a commitment to yourself. Promise that you'll catch yourself when you use these limiting phrases. Pledge to replace them with empowering questions. Vow to approach life with curiosity, creativity, and an unwavering belief in your own potential. Your words shape your reality. Choose them wisely. Speak with intention. Approach each day, each challenge, each interaction with language that empowers and inspires. Do this consistently, and you'll be amazed at the transformation that occurs in your life. You have within you the power to achieve greatness. You have the ability to overcome any obstacle, to learn any skill, to achieve any goal. But that power is activated or stifled by the words you speak to yourself and others. Choose to activate it. Choose empowerment over limitation. Choose growth over stagnation. Choose possibility over impossibility. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey to a more empowered, more successful, more fulfilling life begins with a single word. Choose that word carefully. Make it a word of power, of possibility, of potential. Your future is waiting. Your potential is limitless. Your words are the key to unlocking it all. Use them wisely, use them well, and watch as your world transforms around you. The power is yours. The choice is yours. The time is now. Step into your greatness. Speak your success into existence. Create the life you've always dreamed of, one empowering word at a time. As you embark on this journey of linguistic transformation, remember that it's not just about changing your words, it's about changing your entire worldview. It's about shifting from a mindset of scarcity and limitation to one of abundance and possibility. It's about recognizing that the only true limits are the ones we impose on ourselves. Consider for a moment the power of a single question. When Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon, it wasn't because someone said, "We can't go to space." It was because someone asked, "How can we explore beyond our planet?" When Marie Curie made groundbreaking discoveries in radioactivity, it wasn't because she said, "It's impossible to understand these phenomena." It was because she asked, "What can we learn from these mysterious rays?" These questions, these words, changed the course of human history. And you have that same power within you. Every time you replace a limiting statement with an empowering question, you're opening up new possibilities, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Think about the impact this could have in your daily life. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," ask yourself, "How can I create the resources to make this happen?" Instead of saying, "I'm not smart enough for that job," ask, "What skills can I develop to become the ideal candidate?" Instead of saying, "I don't have the connections to succeed in this industry," ask, "How can I build meaningful relationships with people in my field?" These questions do more than just reframe your thoughts. They reframe your actions. They move you from a passive state of acceptance to an active state of problem solving. They transform you from a victim of circumstances to a creator of opportunities. But let's be clear, this isn't about positive thinking in the face of genuine obstacles. It's about realistic optimism and proactive problem solving. It's about acknowledging challenges while refusing to be defined by them. It's about seeing the opportunity in every difficulty, the lesson in every setback, the potential for growth in every obstacle. As you practice this new way of thinking and speaking, you'll likely encounter resistance, both from within yourself and from others. Old habits die hard, and the people around you may be accustomed to your old patterns of speech and thought. Don't let this discourage you. Remember, every great change begins with discomfort. Embrace that discomfort as a sign of growth. When you catch yourself slipping back into old patterns, don't berate yourself. Instead, congratulate yourself for noticing. That awareness is the first step to change. Then, gently correct your course. Replace the limiting phrase with an empowering question. Over time, this will become second nature. As for others, your change in language and mindset may initially confuse or even intimidate them. Some may try to pull you back into old patterns of negativity or limitation. Stand firm. Your growth may inspire them to examine their own patterns of thought and speech. Lead by example, and you may find that your transformation sparks a transformation in those around you. Remember, too, that this journey is not about achieving perfection. It's about progress. It's about consistently choosing empowerment over limitation, possibility over impossibility, action over excuses. It's about creating a habit of positive, proactive thinking that will serve you in every area of your life. As you continue on this path, you'll likely find that your newfound linguistic habits begin to influence other areas of your life. You may find yourself taking more calculated risks, pursuing goals you once thought were out of reach, forming deeper and more meaningful relationships. You may discover reserves of creativity and resilience you never knew you had. This is because your words don't just describe your reality, they create it. When you consistently speak in terms of possibility and potential, you begin to see possibilities and potential everywhere you look. When you habitually ask, "How can I?" instead of saying, "I can't," you train your brain to look for solutions rather than fixating on problems. Think of your mind as a sophisticated search engine. The questions you ask are like the search terms you input. Ask limiting questions, and you'll get limiting answers. Ask empowering questions, and you'll get empowering answers. It's as simple and as profound as that. But this journey isn't just about personal growth and achievement. It's about becoming a force for positive change in the world. As you transform your own patterns of thought and speech, you become a living example of what's possible. You inspire others to examine their own self-imposed limitations. You create an environment where creativity, innovation, and positive change can flourish. Imagine the ripple effect this could have. In your family, your empowering language could inspire your children to approach challenges with curiosity and confidence. In your workplace, your solution-focused questions could spark innovation and drive progress. In your community, your refusal to be limited by circumstances could inspire others to take action and create positive change. This is the true power of your words. They have the ability to not only transform your life, but to contribute to the transformation of the world around you. Every time you choose an empowering question over a limiting statement, you're casting a vote for the kind of world you want to live in, a world of possibility, growth, and positive change. So as you move forward from this moment, carry with you the knowledge of the immense power you hold, the power to shape your thoughts, your actions, your life, and even the world around you, all through the careful, intentional choice of your words. Remember, the 6 things an intelligent person never says are not just phrases to avoid. They're invitations to think differently, to speak differently, and ultimately, to live differently. They're opportunities to replace limitation with empowerment, stagnation with growth, and impossibility with endless potential. Your journey begins now with the very next word you speak. Choose it wisely. Make it a word of power, of possibility, of potential. Let it be the first step on your path to a more empowered, more fulfilling life. Let it be the beginning of your transformation into the best version of yourself, a version that not only achieves great things but inspires others to do the same. The power of your words awaits. The choice is yours. The time is now. Speak your success into existence. Create the life you've always dreamed of, one empowering word at a time. Your journey to greatness begins now.